Association of Great Lakes Women Refugee Association in Zambia. It was found because of seeing the problems that we are facing as women. Then we decided to put ourselves together so that we can try to find solutions to our problems, most especially the problems that are affecting women and girl children. When we talk about Great Lakes, we are talking about Congo, DR, we are talking about Rwanda and Burundi. And by now also there's Angola and Zambia. They are also included in as members of our association. Our objectives is to protect the girl child, to help the vulnerables through the generating activities that we can be doing, but also mentioning also the challenges we meet. But we put ourselves together so that we can find such those the challenges, we can overcome them. And following the way, like when the war started in our region, most of the women were the most vulnerable, whereby men were being killed during the war, and the women become widows, and the children orphans, and sometimes the girls get raped. So all those things, when we live here in Zambia, we say no, these things should stop, and to stop them is by putting ourselves together, give us ideas so that we can stand up just for those who can't speak. We are the voice of the voiceless. That is the brief of our association. And we are dealing with different activities, most especially helping those children, maybe those who can't be able to go to school. That was one of our objectives, helping the widows, and the girl child in general. Yes.
I have a daughter. My daughter's 21. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, but it has been a challenge also because as refugees we have some limitations. There are some we can do and something also we can't do on our own, whereby it is very important if we can find. We've been looking for sponsors, those who can help us to help also those who are in need. And so far we have achieved some of our goals. Like in 2009, we managed to help some children who were not able to finish their schools. And we got sponsorship from Jeanne d'Arc School in France. Through that help, we helped also those children, and they finished their secondary schools. We also attend some of the sub-seminars here in the GBV, where we are talking about the gender violence, the sexual gender based violence. Yes. We have been called through UNHCR to have those seminars, and after we had time to sensitize in the compounds, and it was really successful. And we've been also we've been also planning and organizing the Women's Day since 2008, because it is in that year that our association was granted since 2008. That's when our association was given was officially accepted, and given papers to work as an association. And Our first matron was the ambassador of France. Now she has left, the one who was here. By organizing, we've been working in good hand with the social welfares within Zambia, most especially in Lusaka and in the camps. Yeah.
So you've been getting a lot of help from.
The help is just like giving us authority of doing things, just giving us papers to move from here to the camps.
Yes.
Yeah, but financially, that's why we have an handicap.
Yeah.
Yes. We are also having different plans, like some we have the project we had, some we started implementing them, such as the housing project, whereby we wanted to introduce the housing using local materials.
Beautiful.
Yeah, whereby anyone can afford and to be in a modern house with a cheap cost. Yeah, by using the brick, the soil brick, then also the tiles, the roofing is the tiles from the clay soil. Yes. And we have implemented that in the district of Chongwe. It's not very far, just near the airport. Yeah. And we have implemented that house. So we built it as a house model whereby people can see how it is, and we'd like also you to visit it and see how it is. Yes. We also introduced the plantation of bananas. Not only the bananas as fruits, but also especially for cooking. Yeah, and it is really a nice crop because it helps even with diabetes people, with that banana, with the glucose starch that is lower, it helps also. It is some kind of medicine also. Yes, and different varieties of crops from the Great Lakes region. Yes, though with a lot of challenges, but so far that's what we had. Yeah.
How did you start the organization? What you're from Congo?
From Burundi.
From Burundi.
Yes, but we are different. There's others from Congo, others from Rwanda. Yes, and Angola. Yeah.
How long have you been in Zambia?
Myself,
yes.
I've been here since 1999.
Okay.
Yes, but that was in September, but I was given papers in 2000. Yes.
Wow. You're doing a lot. And what you're trained as a social worker, or an architect, or all of them? No. Yeah.
Sometimes, madam, the way of living as refugees, when you are in tough times,
you figure it out.
To touch here and there so that you can survive.
That's beautiful.
So so it is one way of the other for our helping ourselves by going into different things, so that because you will never know which one is going to help you the most. Yeah. But usually I'm a teacher's profession.
Okay, you're a teacher, yes.
Yes.
Because that's what we're seeing too, is refugees. Well, at the moment in the United States, everyone's talking about the Syrian crisis. It's like, which is terrible. Of course it's terrible. But what about everyone else? I mean, there's probably more refugees around here than there are in Syria and Afghanistan. Yeah. So it's such a huge problem. And if you can sort of figure out something, some way, that's great. Yeah.
And the most challenges we have also is a language barrier.
Yes.
Yeah, because everyone can't speak English, and it is an official language here that you want or don't want, you're supposed to learn so that you can be able to communicate. Yeah.
So, do you have classes in the refugee camp to teach English?
Yeah,
Is that the schools?
Yeah, the
But I
schools.
mean, it's not just the children that need to speak English; it's adults as well. So
Yeah, but those for adults, they are not there. That's why it is even in our plan. It is we have that vision whereby it's only the means that we don't have, but that vision is there to create some schools for adults whereby everyone can be able to learn English. Yeah, as a language of communication. Yes.
because that way the adults can support their children and take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I think you can also intervene and help me.
Okay, basically, I think Susan, once more, we welcome you to Zambia again. Indeed, she has alluded to many things. She has mentioned a lot of things. I, as a consultant, I think my task is very simple. You see, as people who have moved from other countries, the challenges are big. Now, what caught my interest, maybe to start even working with these women, is the energy and the passion they have for others. Because mainly when people run away from war, they will look after themselves first. Now the only unique part with these ladies from the Great Lakes, they take other people's challenges first. They want to sort out other people's problems first. That caught my mind. Indeed, as a pastor, my challenge is to guide spiritually and other things. But really looking at their goals, these people, they have a very big vision. They have a very big vision. Yeah, just like she has said, the biggest thing that they've been having, the biggest challenge was the language barrier. That's why we've been planning to come up with the elementary school where they should start learning, even as an adult, they are taught, just from the basics, how to communicate, because sometimes it's even difficult to go and communicate with the people that are attending to their children at school when they want to maybe to start up a small thing as a fundraising venture. The language has been always a challenge because some of them, they speak well French, but now to integrate from French to English, really that has been an issue. Yeah, so really on the school matter, it is one of the things that I see. If really they were to learn, they can go 100 miles. And then on the girl child they were mentioning, their aim is to come up with a school that will make sure that a girl child is schooled from grade 1 up to the last level, maybe to the highest learning institution. So really the vision has been just that. So looking at what I saw in them, that really moved my spirit and my heart, that we can work hand in hand. Now who knew? Here we are now, that we've met you again, sharing this with you. So basically, this team, it is a team that means well for others. As a Zambian, I haven't seen a team that has maybe the passion, even from the indigenous. I haven't seen the team that has the passion like they are trying to do, because sometimes they would use their little which they have to feed their children. They would want to share it and take that way. So really it's a team that really needs a pat on the back and really physically, if a hand can be rendered to them. So all in all, they are a people that have a vision. They have a vision. They have a vision. I've looked at few things that they've embarked on, like the banana project she talked about. If they had their very own land allocated to them that they can grow these bananas, that can take them a long way. Again, if they were granted another land where this same school they've been dreaming about, that it is constructed there, they can go a long way as well. And then, they have no permanent, a fundraising venture which can make them stand on their two limbs. because really they depend totally on, oh, what do you have today? I think we have a project we need to do. You put your eggs together and then we do this and that. But if they had their own stand where they should stand on and count on a day basis, even if this team will not be there, the next team would stand on that one. I think they can go a long way. I see them, achieving what they want because they have a fighting spirit. Yes.
Is in the camp, the heavy camp, is it safe for girls? Is that a problem too?
Okay.
Not 100%.
Not 100%.
Not 100%.
Because, in a community like that, in an open area, there are some people who still need take advantage of the vulnerables. You can't say that it's safe because you can find a great number of those who are in early marriage. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, they go into early marriage because they don't have any support. Now, the one who come to approach you and expressing that he's going to be helping you, you accept because there is no other means. So there is a problem of early marriages in the camps. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you don't know this, but for 3 years I've been working with Congolese refugees in Johannesburg, and 20 of them were put in jail. It was a fake charge in February of 2013, and I was working with them to get them released, and they were released. So 1 year ago, all 20 of them were released. But one of the men who was released, his daughter came home from school in November and then went out again and vanished, has not been seen since. So it sort of brought it home. And the police aren't helping. They spelled her name wrong. No one is helping at all. And I'm wondering how widespread that is. I mean, and that's in Johannesburg too. So and they're also being horrible. Well, these are the men and the women. They're being horribly harassed. There they are in South Africa, where you'd think they'd be okay, but they're not. They're being harassed by the police. They're being harassed from inside Congo. Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's something you have to deal with too. Yeah.
Okay, basically, like on that one, there are those, because in the camps, there's that limitation. There's that limitation of no one should go out. But now, due to, certain things, certain people, they find themselves outside the camps. And then they'll find themselves in the compounds where they have got no paper. Of course, those ones, they are harassed. And I believe these people, their main job has been such people and to be housed nicely, and taught nicely right in the camps until that time when they integrate them like they have done. They discourage so much on matters of illegal, maybe movements.
But that essentially isn't the main problem. The problem is that you're trying to help the women and the young girls to be able to become self-sufficient.
Self-sustained,
So they can get themselves educated and they can make their own choices.
Yes.
That's really, which is wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, because to fit in a foreign land, it is very difficult. Now, if they will be taught, they are given the tools, because it's difficult to give fish every day. But if they are given the knowledge, this is what they've been looking at so much, then they'll become self-sustained and the people that can win the confidence of the locals as well.
Oh, that's great.
Sure.
I helped organise an International Women's Day March in Australia in 1966. 76, sorry. 1976. I remember that. I was younger. But I remember that. That we had the same concerns. I mean, obviously on a different level. Women need to have the right to be able to take care of themselves and not be harassed. It's really what it is.
Yeah, and then the other thing maybe that I forgot, as the Great Lakes women, they've had something that we were supposed to embark on that was going to help even the locals. How I wish even the nation itself, Zambia, saw this to be viable. You know, we are having elections in August.
Okay.
And they sat down to say, we want to sensitize the locals to talk about violence before election, during election, and after, the causes of it, and how to avoid it. You know, so it was marked that they were going to undertake this program starting from the 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd of this very March, as they were commemorating the International Women's Day on the 8th. Now they wanted to start with that. They gather from the political parties, they get 10, there they get 10, the other side they get 10, and then they bring them together and then share with the nation. You people, if you can't hold well the peace that you have, you can lose it. Now, I expected even the big people within to support that vision. Now the only challenge is what she has already just explained. As the Great Lakes women on their own, I think without any help, they cannot lift such challenges. So it's pending. It's on their papers. I think even in the objective is there. Yeah, they've approached the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission has said we are ready to partner with you and see to it that this is done.
That's great.
Yes. So really, it's a viable group that is planning things that are sensible, which can help even the community locally.
How do you get members? Do they come to you, or you invite people to their meetings or the meetings?
Yeah, we usually through the meetings, but also like the way we used to prepare the Women's Day, even seeing the activities that we are doing. So many they get interested and they apply.
And they want to come.
Yes, then we welcome them.
Yeah.
Yes. I just wanted to add on what I was saying. For this project that we are having, we were just like this one about elections, violence, the causes of violence, consequences, and the way for prevention. It came in our mind as such. We take this country as our mother. This is our foster mother.
Right.
Yeah, because where we were when we were losing hope, not knowing what is going to happen to us, they accepted us in. So when we see what happened to us, the violence in the Great Lakes, and see the way even when the election starts, you see that somehow they are fighting in languages like speaking. You can see that through that thing, they can also lose their peace. And if they lose their peace, us also we're affected again.
Right.
And we don't know now where we will run to. Then it came in our mind, say, no, when it happened to us, we didn't find someone to warn us, but us, with our experience, we can have time to warn others and to try to educate them about how conflict starts, and the consequences of it, because we know that peace in any country, peace is a treasure that anyone could wish to enjoy.
Right.
But when you lose it, it's just like water. When you put it down, you can't to get it back. It's not easy. As it was on our side. So that's why we said, no, it's better we just sensitize people about peace, how to conserve it. That was the main objective for our project. It is this one. The project. So that's why we said, no, if we can just have a seminar of 3 days, then we invite people we talk about peace, we talk about conflicts, how they start, the sad effects of it, and the way of prevention. Yeah, so when we submitted our project to the Electoral Commission, they were really impressed. They even wished to partner with us, but so far because we had no funds, we had to run up and down in different embassies and NGOs to seek for help. But till now, no one is answering positively. So now it's pending.
When do you want your conference?
Yeah, we had planned it for this March.
I see.
Yeah, just before election. Election is in August,
Yeah.
so we wanted it to happen before. Yeah.
My religion is a peace religion. It's called the Quakers. Have you ever heard of Quakers?
Quakers?
Quaker.
Quaker.
Yes. Quakers. Yes.
No, it's the first time.
It was an English religion and a lot of Quakers moved to America in the 1600s to live peacefully. I mean, that's the basis of the religion is peace. That's interesting. What? Yeah. It's called the Peace Testimony. And the basic premise is, I will not raise my son to kill your son. That's the basic. Well, this is interesting. Election violence. Oh. Yeah. Are you expecting that it's going to be violent, the elections this year?
Yeah, looking at the pace at which we are moving, although we can't predict bad, but the point is we are seeing what is happening.
It could be.
And these people are seeing how maybe the campaigning is being done. We've seen, even right now as we are speaking, there is that tension. So now, since they saw that tension, they said it's better we sensitize.
But do you have some plans of how to prevent the violence in the election? It was interesting because they had horrible violence in the election in Kenya in the beginning of 2008. And then there was another election in 2013. And they were very concerned about violence. And what people were doing is they were talking on Facebook. They were saying, I'm waiting for the election, because the reports were coming out. There was violence, people were being, and yet people who were standing in lines all over Kenya, they said, no, there's no violence here. So whatever could have happened didn't, because people were talking to each other.
Yes.
It was really amazing. I stayed up all night and I was talking to people who were on lines all over Kenya, and I was posting that and talking to people. But I certainly wasn't the only person. The feeling was that the violence was coming from outside agitators who just wanted to disrupt the whole process.
Yes.
And they stopped them just by saying, there isn't any, you don't have to get worried. Go and vote. Yeah. So I mean, that I thought was really amazing. But I imagine you have some ways that would work here.
Yeah, the main plan was to go into other cities.
Okay.
I mean, we start with the city, like Lusaka, the capital, then get to these other cities where the population is big, because this is where the tension is. But as the two you have mentioned, social media, people start communicating via social media. Now, the only challenge that is there, if I look at my ladies here, they have no Android phones, because such platforms are only done effective when they have on Android.
So I see. So in Zambia, people do not have cell phones?
Like others have. Like here we can have.
Yes.
But now, if you want to communicate to the majority,
yes,
they are not on Android. No.
Because that's what's changing
Yes.
all over.
Yeah, eventually.
In Kenya, it's
we'll
like
get there.
everyone has.
Yes,
It
yes.
doesn't matter how
Yes.
poor
Yeah, we
you
are
are.
going there.
Yeah.
But now, these teams thought maybe going on media, television, it will be effective. Again, gathering people in one hall, it will be one way again which will be effective. And then maybe even if it allows get into schools, because many of the people that are affected are used in these areas, are youths, and they are talking about girl child. They need to gather these same girl children and talk to them. If anyone came to you, tried to use you, say no, because violence is not good. Actually, those were the areas and other platforms we are trying to see if this can be used as measures to prevent violence. Yeah, the media one is okay.
In fact, if I can add on what he's saying, by preparing this was just like a launching. Yeah, this should have been a launching, whereby now from here we move province to province and touch everyone. Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, what, I mean, like, announce that you're giving a talk and come to the province, or how would that work?
If we have to go into the provinces, usually like we go through the chiefs,
The chiefs,
yeah,
okay.
the local chiefs.
Okay.
Yes.
I see. Okay, sure. Oh, that could be very effective.
Sure.
Wow. I like it. I like what you're doing. Spectacular.
Indeed.
When people grab hold of their own destiny, it's very powerful. And it also is a huge example for the young girls and the young boys. They can
Yes.
see this. They can see
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
that the women are taking care of things. Trying hard. So at the moment, then, this isn't funded, and you you've sent it to some.
Yeah, many bodies have received,
Yeah.
but the response, 3/4 it has come negative. They are not being positive.
We are having a letter from AU. They said nothing they can do. They are also referring us to other organizations. Yeah, even American Embassy.
See,
So
this
we've
is
been just moving
This
around.
is the sort of nonsense, though, that there's never any money for prevention. But and then a catastrophe happens, and
That's when
people
they
are
come
sending
now.
off
That's
checks.
when, I like that point.
It's awful. It is awful.
It's true.
Okay. I wanted just to do some bit of interpretation because they are behind.
Okay.
Yeah, they are now. I'm being
please.
agitated
I'm
here.
sorry.
Okay, chamene akamba kuti chamene chimau kairi mama Odila akamba kuti talemba afunsa kuti ndipo pamene munalembera kuti bakutandizeni takamba kuti tinalembera kwambiri manje chinthu chamene chimachitika chachikulu chakuti kulibe ndalama zamene bamankhala bamapasa kuti muchingirire choipa chichitike, but choipa chikachitika mutapeza kuti pamene ndalama zioneka ivi akamba kuti ndiye vintu pamene vilibe nzeru pamene amaona. Yeah, so ngati mwafika pamene itafika pamene hapo. I thought of just carrying them on the back that we move together. You can continue with the point. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
So you need to get this conference working.
Done.
And you
Done.
need to get people coming.
Yes.
And
The target group is already there, and people are talked to already. They are ready. All they wanted was just the whistle to say we are meeting on this hall, and they'll come.
yeah, it was like with Ebola.
Yes.
The Centers for Disease Control, they reported February of 2014 that Ebola had arrived in Congo.
In West Africa,
and it was an extreme danger. And I did a radio show in March, and I interviewed a doctor about Ebola. We talked about it. I sent it to everyone I knew. I said Ebola is a real threat, and no one was paying attention. And then suddenly, at the end of July, the president of Liberia was asking for supplies because Ebola had hit, and the president of Sierra Leone. You know, and it's like they'd had all that time, and they could have stopped it before it even started. That's the thing. I mean, it's awareness.
That's it.
They did, even when this body explains how dangerous the situation is, very clearly, and what you have to do. Governments were not paying attention
No.
at all. And even citizens in the countries weren't paying attention. So that's what you're.
Yes,
that's the issue here.
This is what
I mean,
we
election violence is very, very real.
Yes.
And it devastated Kenya.
100%. So prevention is better than cure indeed.
Yeah.
But now no one tends to give an ear. These vulnerable women, they come up with a brilliant idea. Everyone wants it to happen. That's when they come and prevent, which will be too late. How I pray.
Especially since, I mean, most of you are here because of violence anyway.
Yes.
I mean, that's all of you?
Yeah, we wanted to
All
share.
of you?
Yes, we wanted to share our experience.
Actually, me, I was born here.
Yeah.
My mother comes from Angola. My father comes from Congo. So all this is coming as a result of that. Though they stayed and I was born here, but
Yeah.
really they were affected at some point.
Yeah.
And that's actually which gives me passion to work with these women, because my father, what he has narrated to me, it was pathetic, including my mother. So really, it is a situation that we don't need to pay a blind eye to them. We need to move in and support them. Sure.
Well, I do everything I can to prevent war.
100%.
My parents met in London when bombs were falling.
Mhm.
You know, the Germans were trying to
To attack.
kill. Yeah, bombs were falling every day. Every day, my parents met, and my parents were physicians, so they had to treat people,
The victims.
the victims. And my father was very traumatized from that. I mean, when he was a young medical student, he had, after the bombs had fallen, he was going and pulling people out of buildings and trying to save them, and mostly he couldn't, of course. It was really, really,
Devastating.
really, really terrible. To live in peace is, yes, it's so important,
Indeed.
and it's so precious, and it's so hard.
It is hard.
It is hard, and you have to work towards it.
Towards it, yes.
Yeah. And peace doesn't come through